Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudoku and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a puzzle genre called Double Lids Puzzle. So this puzzle comes into the shading puzzle category, and we have already solved a lids puzzle on our channel before. So it's a variation of a lids puzzle called Double Lids Puzzle. So today we'll be solving two puzzles on our channel. The first puzzle is by Thomas Snyder, which was featured on gmpuzzles.com on his website, and the second puzzle is by Eric Fox, which was posted on his blog. Sorry. So I'll add the link in the description below for the website and the blog page where these puzzles are posted. So I really thank both the authors for giving me an opportunity to cover a video on our channel. And so I'll add the link in the description below for our earlier lids video as well, where you can just look out for the tricks and tips on how to solve a lids puzzle. So it's just a variation of a lids puzzle where all the techniques of lids are already used in this puzzle. So I'll just brief you what are the rules of this puzzle. So in the double lids puzzle, you have to shade two tetrominos of 4 cell each. Tetromino is nothing but a shape of 4 cells, right? So you have to shade two tetrominos of cells in each region so that all the shaded cells form one orthogonal connected area, right? So each region has two tetrominos, right? So this is one tetromino, this is another tetromino, right? And all of the tetrominos in the grid have to be connected each other orthogonally. The two tetrominos in the same region cannot touch each other orthogonally. So you cannot have like that, right? So you cannot have this way. This is one tetromino and then you can say that this is the other tetromino. So the two tetrominos in the same region cannot touch each other orthogonally, but as a whole, all the tetrominos in the grid will have to be connected to each other, right? Which means that two tetrominos of the different region can touch each other orthogonally. So when two tetrominos of different region touch each other orthogonally, they cannot be of the same shape. So, right? So if this is for example, if this is an I tetromino, this cannot be an I tetromino because both of these are touching each other and are of the same shape. And the last and the most important rule is that no 2 into 2 region can be entirely shaded. So you cannot have a O tetromino, which means at any point of time you cannot have this kind of scenario. 2 into 2 group of cells cannot be shaded. So I'll again brief you what are the rules here. You have to shade two tetrominos in each region in such a way that both of these tetrominos don't touch each other orthogonally, but as a whole in the grid all of the tetrominos will have to be connected to each other. When two tetrominos of different region touch each other orthogonally, they would have to be of the other different shapes. They must be of different shapes, and no 2 into 2 group of cells can be entirely shaded. That is what the rule says, and with that we'll start solving this puzzle. So this puzzle has been taken from gmpuzzles.com, and this is by Thomas Snyder. Thomas Snyder is an excellent puzzle and a Sudoku author as well as the solver. So he's one of the top solvers in the world. So let's start his puzzle. So the first thing that you do is look out for the smaller regions where you can at least place some of the cells of the tetrominos. So if you see this region, you can place these three cells and these three cells at least. So how did I just have a look at this? How did I place so fast? So it's nothing but I've just looked out for how many total number of cells are there in this tetromino. I mean to say in this region. There are exactly 10 cells in this region, and each tetrominos take 4 cells, which means totally 8 cells will be used by a tetromino in the region, and you'll have one cell in between which has to be white, differentiating, I mean to say differentiating the two tetrominos that cannot touch each other orthogonally. So a minimum of 9 cells will have to be used, right? And which means that one cell will be we'll have one cell as a degree of freedom, which means that you can at least shade 3 cells in a region. That is how I actually look out for a faster way to solve, right? So minimum 9 cells will have to be shaded. I mean to say minimum 9 cells will have to be used in a region if you place two tetrominos, and you have 10 cells in this region, which means you have only 1 degree of freedom remaining, and that means that you can say shade at least 3 cells in each tetromino, right? And with that we'll continue solving this puzzle. So as I can see here, you cannot start a tetromino in this region using from this cell, because you'll have 2 into 2 group of shaded cells anyhow, neither this cell nor this cell nor this cell, right? That's nice. Let's see. Okay, so which means that now how many cells are remaining in this? Same again, 10 cells. What an excellent start to the logic. So first region you had 10 cells, and again after eliminating a few of the other cells from the other region, you still have again 10 cells in the second region, which means that you'll have 3 degrees of freedom again in this. Okay, you have 10, I think so you have more than 10. Yeah, you'll have 3 degrees of freedom, right? 1 degree of freedom, which means you can shade 3 cells in this and in this direction, and which means this will have to be unshaded, which means this will be shaded, right? And again this will have to be unshaded because no 2 into 2 group, so this will be shaded, this will be unshaded, this will be shaded. Excellent, that's excellent actually. So we got 2 tetrominos in this region, both are of L shape, right? But they are not touching each other orthogonally. And now for this shape, this cannot be a shaded cell because then you will have 4 shaded cells and you have 2 into 2 group. Again this cannot be shaded, 2 into 2 group. Okay, there's a good logic here. This cannot be shaded because the moment you shade this cell, this whole tetromino gets stranded and cannot touch each other. I mean to say cannot connect to other group of tetrominos, right? So this would have to be shaded, this is unshaded. Nice. And again I have again exactly 10 cells, right? Exactly 10 cells in this region remaining, and in either case there is a very good logic here that this cell cannot be shaded in any of the tetromino, for any of the tetromino. So if you shade this cell for upper tetromino, you have only 3 cells remaining for the lower one, and if you shade this for the lower tetromino, you have only 2, you have no cells actually remaining for the upper one, which means this will have to be unshaded. So this is a tetromino, and to form a tetromino here, at least these 2 cells will have to be shaded, right? Because or else you'll have 2 into 2 group of cells shaded. That's nice. So now this cannot be L, right? So this cannot be L because you already have L touching L, so this will have to have at least this cell as shaded cell. Okay, I seem to see something. Okay, I see that this region will need to have at least these 2 cells shaded. So what happens here if this is not shaded here? You will have these 5 cells used for one of the tetrominos and you have only 4 cells remaining, and all these 4 cannot be used. That's excellent. So both of these cells and these cells will have to be shaded. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Even this cell will have to be shaded in both the areas actually. So if this is unshaded, both of these will be shaded and you'll have only 3 cells for the tetromino. So these both are shaded, this will be unshaded, this will be shaded, this will be unshaded, this will be shaded. Wow, that was an easy one. Ignored actually, it was not seen. So let's see if we have anything else. This cannot be shaded because you'll have 2 into 2 group. This cannot be shaded again. This region now has 12 cells, out of which 9 will be used, which means 3 cells are remaining, and you have 3 degrees of freedom, which means you can still shade one cell in both the directions. So this cell will have to be shaded and this cell will have to be shaded. Again I will brief you. You have 12 cells remaining, 9 cells at a minimum will have to be used, which means 3 cells are extra cells, and which means you'll have 3 degrees of freedom, and out of 4, 1 cell can be 4 minus 3 degrees of freedom, at least 1 cell can be shaded and this will be shaded. What happens if this is unshaded? You won't be able to shade exactly 8 cells, right? So both of these are shaded now. So this is how you actually solve faster. You don't have to look out for if I shade this cell what happens, or if I shade this cell what happens. You don't have to again and again shade a tetromino and just look out for the mutual cells. You just have to look out this way. Okay, and let's see. I see that this region is stranded here. Oh, that's excellent, guys. This cannot be shaded. So this region actually needs to connect to the other tetrominos using only this cell. So what happens if you shade this cell? This will be shaded, this will be unshaded, this will be shaded. And now what happens is that this tetromino will either be L or I, and both of which are not possible because both of this tetrominos are touching this one, right? So which means that this cannot be shaded and this will have to be shaded for the tetromino to move ahead. Okay. And there is an excellent logic here. Wow, that is actually a very sharp logic. Let me again look out for it. Out of these 6 cells, 4 cells will be used for a tetromino and no other cell will be used for the second tetromino. So this whole 6 cells, let me show you that whole of these 6 cells will be used by one tetromino, right? You cannot use only 5 cells and the other cell for the second tetromino. You'll use at least these 6 cells for one of the tetrominos, because all of these 4 cannot be shaded and one of these cells will have to be shaded in one of these 2 cells. Right? So which means that out of these 6 cells, 4 cells will be used for one tetromino, and which means that out of these 5 cells, both of these will have to be shaded for the second tetromino. That's nice. And now this group of shaded cell has to connect somewhere and cannot be connected using the second tetromino of the same region, because 2 tetrominos of the same region cannot be touching orthogonally, which means that this group of shaded cell will have to be connected to other part of the grid using this region only. So this group, I mean to say this tetromino, will have to somehow come towards this cell to get connected to other part of the grid, which means that this will have to be shaded for this tetromino. Excellent. Or either this. So in either cases, either of these 2 cells will have to be shaded, and which means that this is a tetromino now. And now this cannot be unshaded because you'll have a 2 into 2 group of shaded cells. So this will be shaded, and again this cannot be shaded now because then you won't have enough space for this tetromino. That's nice. And both of these will be shaded now because at least 5 cells are remaining out of the 6 cells, and both of these will have to be shaded. Wow, what an excellent piece of logic that was. What an excellent piece of logic. So you have an L tetromino. This cannot be an L tetromino, so this will have to be a S tetromino. Wow, that is excellent. That was actually excellent. And which means that this will have to be shaded at least for one of the tetrominos, and this will be unshaded. Okay, I got the same piece of logic here at this region. Excellent. So this region will have 2 tetrominos, one in the top right, second in the bottom left. Can this be cell shaded for any of the tetromino? That's nice. So if this cell is shaded for lower tetromino, upper tetromino doesn't have enough space. And if it is shaded for the upper tetromino, lower tetromino doesn't have enough space. So this will be unshaded, and which means that you have exactly 10 cells remaining now, and again you have 3 degrees of freedom now, right? This is unshaded, this is shaded. This cannot be a S tetromino because this is already S, so this would have to be T. This cannot be an L tetromino because you'll have 2 into 2 group of cells shaded. This will have to be at least T or S, and it cannot be S because this is already S, so this will have to be T. This is unshaded, this is shaded. Excellent. Now let us see if we are able to solve it. Okay, that's excellent. So this group will have 2 tetrominos, one in the top and another in the bottom. And in the bottom there is only one way that it can be fulfilled, which is this way. That's nice. And in the top, this tetromino will have to come out using this cell. This cannot be unshaded because you'll have 2 into 2 group. Again, this cannot be unshaded because, okay, this can be unshaded. No, this cannot be unshaded because you'll have either S tetromino or 2 into 2. Wow, S is already there. So this will be shaded. And now this group will have to connect using the other tetrominos because this is totally stranded, and which means it cannot be L and it has to be T. Wow. And that completes this excellent puzzle by Thomas Snyder. What an excellent puzzle this was. I would rate it as a 3-star difficulty at least, because there were a few quite sharp deduction, and one of the most important breaking was this one, to make sure that this whole shaded area will have to go out somehow. What an excellent piece of logic this was. Excellent puzzle. And now comes the puzzle by Eric Fox. So this is a bigger grid here, and I really love the idea here because I could see something very tricky going on in between, in the middle region here. A very big region, as you can see, this is the middle region. Something should be going on with that region actually. So let's see, and let's start solving this excellent double lids puzzle. So okay, so there are a few smaller regions that I can see. So this is the one. Can this cell be shaded for the either of the left or the right tetromino? No, because if it is for the right tetromino, left doesn't have enough space, and if it is for the left tetromino, right doesn't have enough space. That's it. So this is unshaded. That gives you only one way to shade actually. That's nice. Superb. So you have only 9 cells remaining. So the moment I got, there are 10 cells remaining actually. There are 10 cells in this region. One cell was totally eliminated at the start, and you have only 9 cells remaining, and exactly 9 cells will be used for 2 tetrominos, right? That's nice. So this is unshaded. There cannot be a tetromino here because you will form a 2 into 2 group, right? Right. So there is no tetromino here. And now this group of tetromino, I mean to say this tetromino will have to go out somehow, and it will have to be this way. Nice. Let's see now this one. Let's try to mark a few tetrominos here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. You have 11 cells. That's nice. So using the 11 cells, I can say that if this is unshaded, you can't have enough 2 tetrominos to be placed here. So this will be shaded, this will be shaded. If this is unshaded, still try possible. Okay. And all of the cells cannot be here, so this will have to be shaded at least. So if this is unshaded, you won't be able to place 2 tetrominos here. Exactly, it is not possible. So this is unshaded. Oh, excellent logic. So for this tetromino, this cannot be shaded, because now what happens here is that this tetromino gets stranded in between, and there is no way this tetromino can go out and touch other tetrominos. So which means that this will have to be shaded. That's nice. Now this cannot be shaded. Now this tetromino has to go out. This cannot be shaded because you'll form a 2 into 2 group, right? So this will be unshaded. This can be shaded, but you'll form an L here. Again, the same L. So this will be unshaded, and then you form an I here. That's nice. So which means that you already have 2 tetrominos in this region. Wow. Wow. Excellent. What a good start logic this was. And which means that now this group of tetromino, this I tetromino has to go out somehow, and it will have to be using this cell only. This cannot be shaded. Both of these will be shaded, and you form an S tetromino. Nice. And you have 2 different group of tetrominos which will have to go down using the same region. Excellent logic, guys. Wow. So you have 2 group of shaded cells placed at 2 different corners, and has to go down using the same region, which means both of these tetrominos are used by these 2 group of shaded cells. Wow. So let's try to mark that here. How many ways we can do that? So of course one of the ways is forming an I here, but forming an I here will give you a contradiction because you already have an I here. So which means that has to be some other way. Okay, using this cell, you can form a Z here, I mean to say S, or an L, and whatever you do, both of these cells will have to be shaded. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So it can be S or an L. Same way. So which means it can be S here, L here. L is not possible because you already have an L here, or an I in these 3 cells, right? That's nice. So which means that you have S and an I in 3 different places. S is not possible, guys. Wow, S is not possible because again from this place you don't have enough space for the tetromino to reach out to the other region to get connected. Now both of these group of shaded cells has to connect at one point, right? And this cannot be connected. Okay, so you'll already have 4 cells used, so that's awesome. So you already have all the cells used here. You already have 2 tetrominos used here, right? Right, and you'll have tetramino here or here somewhere, right? That's nice. So which means that you need to, if you have an S here, just in one tetramino you have to reach to other region, border of the other region to get connected, which is not possible using S, and it is not possible using I having in these 2 cells, because again you'll have an I here. Wow guys, that is awesome, which means this will have to be the I here. That is awesome. That is actually very good. And now this will have to be shaded now. Let us see somewhere here. This will have to be shaded and both of these will have to be shaded now. Okay. If you have an L here, you will have an S here. If you have an S here, you will have an L here. Okay. And in either cases, this tetromino cannot go further. This will be shaded, but this tetromino will have to connect to other tetrominos using one of these 2 cells, right? So if you have an S here, L here, it will connect using this S. If you have an S here, you will connect using this cell. And if you have an L here, you will connect using S. Oh, you don't have enough space for this tetromino. Guys, this puzzle is actually very good. Really good. So this would have to be S, this would have to be L. That's nice. And using this connection, it will have to go out, right? That's nice again. There are too many ways to do that. Okay. This tetromino cannot connect or go ahead and connect to this region using this region. I'm sorry, I'm just confusing myself and you two. So what I mean is, this tetromino has to connect to this tetromino so that this tetromino gets connected using the second tetromino of this region and go connect to this group, right? So if, for example, if I don't connect this tetromino to this tetromino, right? Somehow just imagine or assume that I don't connect this tetromino to this tetromino. What happens here? Now how would you connect this whole group of shaded cell? Is there any way? There is no way, right? So what I mean is that this tetromino will have to connect to this tetromino, and this tetromino will again use the second tetromino in this region to connect to other group of shaded cells, which means that in either cases, either this cell or this cell, okay, not this cell, so this cell will have to be used and connect to the second tetromino to get connected to the other group of shaded cell, and that actually should give you something. So it will have to either use it will have to use this cell to get connected again further. So and it will either use this cell or this cell to get connected further. It can be L this way, it can be I, it can be S, it can be anything. Okay. And of course, if you have an L here, you can have an I here. Okay, not sure. And okay, there is something fishy going on here. The thing is that there are 2 tetrominos to be placed in this region, and both of which will have to be connected using one of these 2 cells. So only one of these 2 cells will have to be shaded, right? Either you'll have an L or S either in this cell, or you'll have an I in this cell. And actually that solves the puzzle. Wow guys, this end part is excellently designed, excellently designed. If you shade this cell, there is no way that you can connect two different tetrominos using just one cell. So this cell will have to be connected, and you have two tetrominos to be connected using this cell. That has to be I, this cannot be I, this can be T, and this will have to be I. Wow guys, wow. And which means that this is one tetromino. Oh, there is already an I, so it cannot be I, and this is the second tetromino. That is excellent guys. What a amazing puzzle this was. What an amazing puzzle. I really enjoyed both of these puzzles. First by Thomas Snyder and second one by Eric Fox. What an amazing puzzles. What are amazing puzzles these were. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.